Well, we've had a lot of success with our other Spider-Man titles, but there's a huge audience out there of younger Spider-Man fans that we may not have been able to reach with some of our other titles due to the teen rating, and this is our opportunity to actually address them. I mean, there are a ton of kids out there who absolutely adore Spider-Man, and this is for them. I can't give away the storyline at this point, but I can say there is this threat that is greater than all of them. It's a worldwide threat, which is why Spider-Man's coming outside of New York. This is bigger than anything he's ever seen before, and it is actually big enough to require him teaming up with these other characters. And it's something that S.H.I.E.L.D. is aware of. They've been tracking Spider-Man through all of his adventures over the years, and they know that he's the perfect character to take on this villain. We figured Spider-Man hadn't done this before. It would be an interesting, well, I don't want to say experiment, but an interesting departure for us to actually team him up with a sidekick. It hadn't been done in the comics that often. He has had opportunities to do that, but there's some really cool gameplay opportunities to take a character like Spider-Man and actually team him up with another superhero or supervillain, as the case may be. And keeping him in a more constrained world actually gave us more opportunities to do some cool things between the two characters. It's really difficult if he's swinging off ahead in this open world and he's got sidekick running behind him trying to keep up. So it worked better for this type of gameplay. Well, we have different classes of sidekicks, but even within the classes, the sidekicks are actually really unique characters. Some of them have, I don't want to say similar combat styles. They have similar combat styles in as much as they belong to a class. So our tanks are larger, more heavy-handed brawler characters. We have the gadgeteers that have more gadgety type weapons, the ranged attackers who have, more ranged weapons, I guess, for lack of a better term. And because they are all so different, it was actually quite easy to make them feel different from Spider-Man, even though he does have a lot of attacks that are either hand-to-hand melee, ranged. Because they're all done in a really different way, they have, between characters who have actual weapons to ones who are just using morphing fists like Sandman. It's a really different experience to play a character like that than it is Spider-Man. And if you're actually switching between the two in gameplay, it's, in some cases, almost feels like a different game. It's not meant specifically for younger audiences. We've tried to make it as accessible as possible so that it's really an everyone game. It's the kind of game that we would hope families would want to play together, older siblings, younger siblings, parents and kids. It's an easy game to pick up no matter your skill level, and whether or not you're a superhero fan or not, it still has a lot of appeal to people who just enjoy that style of game. So I think there are, especially with the depth of the upgrade system and some of the other things that we can do, I think there is a lot of appeal to the audience beyond the kids.